Paul, Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria has embraced the gas revolution from the time it started with the past administration. Then it was called National Gas Expansion Program, NGEP. And then, of course, at the material time, we were not in any way bothered with the introduction of CNG because it's only going to boost and increase our business scope.
Okay.
Not everybody will convert their cars to gas. Some will traditionally just like their cars also to be fired by PMS if they can afford the money. So we were never in any way perturbed. Rather, we gave our ultimate support to the program. Mr. Sheyi, who was speaking to us from London, his company has facilities in Zimbabwe and a couple of other places, and we, commissioned him to work with us. And at that time, I think about 7,000 of our retail outlet owners indicated interest to utilize their facilities. Some of them had enough space to serve as conversion centers. My station also gave that privilege that they can use mine, and in fact, I've even still donated a couple of my personal stations to the PCNG project in River State. So hopefully, we should be able to see how that works. But I want to say a couple of things that is very critical. Policies, as good as they are, I think what is required is clearly defining the content of the policy vis-a-vis how it impacts on the direct economy of Nigerians. Not just ordinary Nigerians alone, everybody, even the rich cry. So these days, you go to retail outlets and then somebody comes with a 6-cylinder car, and you see him buying just only 20 liters of petrol. So it's not easy for anybody. So CNG will be the way to go. And why will the retail outlets be very happy about that? Because we already have facilities that could easily be accredited by the DG and the NMDPRA, to continue with the business. You know that one time it was kerosene. Today, you don't see kerosene stands. Another time, it was diesel. You also don't see so much of diesel being pumped, from our stations anymore. So, also, when PMS is phased out, we should be focused on gas, if ever PMS will. But we are very, very confident that we'll give the best support to the project and we'll be able to work this out. The only thing we're asking the government is that when you make policies like this, we need to, tailor it to the source of funding. When this started, the CBN was supposed to bring out, I think, about 500 billion naira to fund it, and that was just like a fluke. We are told that a couple of companies, benefited from that and expanded their facilities. But that should not be the objective. The objective should be to be able to penetrate all the system. At least in a place like Bori, that is, very high traffic area, vehicles passing to Kwaibom and all of that, you should have about 2, pilot stations, CNG daughter stations that should work in there. They cost a lot of money. It will be very difficult for any retail outlet owner to say, I want to cough out $50,000 or $100,000 to go and just invest only in one daughter station, depending on where you're getting the technology from. So the government should, in addition to this very laudable policy of the renewed hope agenda, should also tailor it down to funding that retail outlet owners like us should be able to, to assess and be able to move in the wind of the season. And I can assure you that once retail outlet owners, major marketers, independent marketers, depot owners, all buy into the CNG, policy, the speed at which we penetrate Nigeria will be very alarming. and very, very, encouraging. So we need to really have a roundtable. I believe that the DG should, work on this. It's roundtables that should discuss with stakeholders, reputable, valuable, input-oriented stakeholders to make the CNG work. CNG was introduced in India in no distant time. And when CNG was introduced, it wasn't a very popular, fuel. But today, we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of CNG stations that are being, set up. And the Indian government has a funding arrangement that makes that work. So I think we need to also study those models, because what this is not, we are not doing a rocket science. It's already existing. So it's plug and play. So let's look at the funding, like the DG has said, the safety, very critical, and also the digital tab has just noted that skills to be able to increase entrepreneurial penetration and therefore reduce our poverty level and include almost everybody to be able to do some work. Because I know if, for instance, in Port Harcourt now we have, say, about 300 conversion centers, that will already engage at least nothing less than 100 people per center. That takes out that number of unemployed out of the streets. So crime will reduce. If whatever taxes that they'll pay, whether it's personal income tax or whatever, will improve for the state. And of course, the federal government also will be getting their own revenue through the company taxes that those companies will put. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. But it's critical that we drill down the issues. So we don't just, flag about a policy and think that the policy is going to work. You need people to make it work.
Yes.
And we, as retail outlet owners, support it. We want to give our all.